Okay, so today I am here to talk to you about an object that I most compare myself to. Now, the object that I picked was a Rubik's Cube. Now, you may ask, why a Rubik's Cube? I picked a Rubik's Cube because it's challenging, it's always changing, and it's driven. Now, what I mean by challenging is, when you get that Rubik's Cube, it's a challenge to get all 6 sides to the correct 6 colors. And that's kind of how I look at my life. It's a challenge. I set goals, and I may not always reach those goals, but I like to accept the challenge. I like to try and achieve it. I like to go above and beyond with my goals. So that's kind of where it compares in the challenging aspect. Now, what I mean by always changing, and this is probably the biggest comparison, when you do a Rubik's Cube, you're never going to get the same 6 sides the same way. It's always going to be a different route. And that's kind of how I look at my life. If you know me, which everyone in this room does, I can set a goal to do something one way, and 20 seconds later, my mind is jumping through rabbit holes and doing 20 twists and turns. I never ever do the same thing the same way, and that's like a Rubik's Cube. It's always going to be a different way, whether you're doing the 6-sided one with the basic squares or you're doing the one with hundreds of squares. You're never going to achieve the same result the same way, and that's how I look at my life. Now, what I mean by driven, that's one of the things where teetering, on the black and white line, is driven and challenging for me. Now, driven for me is like something inside of you. Now, a Rubik's Cube itself can't be driven, but it can spark something inside of you to complete it. And that's kind of how I am. With being driven, like the goals I set in my life, I want to achieve above and beyond. Just meeting goals for me isn't good enough. I like to always try going above and beyond all the aspects. And that's kind of how a Rubik's Cube to me makes you driven. But they do teeter challenging and driven. But that is why I picked the Rubik's Cube. I did pick it because it is challenging. It is always changing. And, it does spark something inside you to be driven. That's kind of how I see my life. And I hope you all understand why I picked it. And I hope I did a good explanation of the 3 topics of why I picked the Rubik's Cube.